Yes, all is well. Those dolphins sent us to the other side of the currents. And one more thing, Captain, and I'm asking this with no ill intention. May I know your lineage? Thank you. I wish your next mission would be trouble-free too. The members of the Razor Squad are all humans.
It's clear then. Real numbers refer to arcanists, and imaginary numbers mean humans.
Then what is the rest of this nonsense?
Sonetto, Vertin, and this apple are integers.
While Miss Lilia and I are fractions.
Don't bother asking. I'm pure blood.
This apple is also made of pure apple juice.
I only consume 1.5 volt DC.
So it's not determined by our lineage, or Regulus would have been an integer too.
So why on earth am I the irrational number? Why only me? Unfair! I demand the ruling to be changed.
Shut up. We grappled hard to get you on this island. So you have no choice but to stay in the worst guest room.
You call this a guest room? A cell, more like.
Perhaps this piece of news will cheer you up. We are prisoners in the world, and our body is the cage of the soul.
Oh, cut me a break. Might as well play us some rock music.
Seems the residents on this island venerate integer numbers. And irrational numbers, or the non-terminating, non-repeating decimals, cannot be represented as the ratio of two integers, hence they are discriminated.
No, no, no. Who are they to judge and decide me to be the irrational number? I was the only person who didn't cause any damage to the Foundation in the previous protest. Oh, why do I get to have the worst of both worlds?
I've requested information from Ms. Moisson about Apiron, but it will take some time for the files to come in. The captain of the Razor's Special Operations Squad told me this might be a settlement of a group of Arcanists who have been long cut off from the world. Unlike other unregistered Arcanists, these people chose not to live alongside the humans. They still lead an ancient Arcanist way of life and follow the old customs. We must be meticulous when getting in touch with them.
But they used modern mathematical terms. And that girl talked about Caprica. He was an Indian mathematician active in the first half of the 20th century. I think they are not living in complete isolation. They are still in contact with the outside world. This place wouldn't be affected by the storm, just like the Elitial base, Foundation headquarters, and my suitcase. The travel notes in 1999, Manus Vindictae showing up in Elitial's base. The storm, or emanation, they must be somehow connected. And we'll find our answer here, I think.
Very energetic, Capitan. By the way, how come nobody is here to welcome us? They wouldn't suddenly decide to detain us all just because we have an irrational number here, right?
I'm with you all the time. Six asked me to welcome you.
Oh, scared me again. What were you doing hiding in the corner?
Because it seemed you were in the middle of proving a conjecture. According to the scripture, disturbing others when they are giving proof of their arguments is as sinful as eating beans. I don't want to be bound to the rocks of the Caucasus Mountain and have vultures eat my eyes after my death.
Eating beans?
Eating beans is the sin of sins. The biggest, worst, and ugliest crime. People eating beans will never transmigrate. They deserve nothing but eternal punishment.
What? Are you serious? Is this rule only for soybeans? What about broad beans, snow peas, chickpeas? And what does it say about other bean-based products?
Beans are beans.
You're funny. This doesn't even make sense. By this logic, aren't the coffee drinkers going to rot in hell? I happen to have a box of coffee beans in my bag. If I put one coffee bean in my mouth, will the vulture get me right away? No way! Whoa, easy, mate. Do you want to get physical? This pirate is not scared of you. That's not fair! The critters are coming to your aid!
This is not good. We need to separate them.
Let the helium fill your pulmonary lobe. Kevin, could be so that's your idea. Are you irrational numbers? I said hello.
Troublesome! Don't touch my bag! They're just little games.
I said hello.
Woohoo! Release!
Irrational.
Peace and love! Peace and love!
Party planner. The story begins with a bad adult who did this first.
Intersect and divide.
Break it, break it.
Peace and love! Peace and love! Everybody, let me see your hands up. Left hand up. Now right hand up.
Oh, it's a bubble. Irrational. That's the final demonstration.
Are you ready to be blinded?
Welcome to the world of numbers.
Are you ready to shake? Woohoo! Release! Start me up!
Party planner.
Could be found.
Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
I said hello.
Time to check my calculation.
How welcoming. It's time to say goodbye. Don't miss me.
Let go! Let go! What are you, a dog? Oh, 30 Martin! Sonetto! Lilia! Get her off me!
What is going on here? 37, let go of the guest's head. Now. Sorry that I'm late. I'm Sophia, the corrector of Apiron. I will take over from here.
Oh, finally! We have an ordinary person here.
Please, let's talk on the way to the outside. We believe everything can be translated into numbers. Things are made up of numbers, and mathematics is the key to opening the gate of truth. It is like the fire that lifts us from the darkness. This world may decay in time, but numbers will transcend the limit placed for all other things in existence. And if one can take up the challenges and improve oneself with practice, they may clear their thoughts and find out their truth. That is, to find out the number of their soul.
Oh, this is more like a place for proper conversations. Broad, open, as vast as the high seas.
Hold your horses, Miss Regulus. If you were to speak of consuming beans again, I will have no choice but to send you into the depths of the sea.
Fine. I haven't done anything yet.
Miss Sophia, could you please repeat all the taboos on the island? It was too dark in there. I didn't take them all down.
Worry not, Miss Sonetto. I have them all recorded.
One, abstain from beans. 2, do not pick up what has fallen. 3, touch not a white rooster. 4, do not poke the fire with swords. 5, do not jump over a crossbar. 6, do not cut wood on a main road. 7, do not enter the hall in new garments. Enter the hall from the right, and leave from the left. 8, do not keep swallows around your house. 9, do not sleep on a grave. 10, make the bed as soon as you wake up, leaving no imprint of your body.
What strange obsessions are these? Even the police in London would be less officious.
This is an archaic arcanist group we're dealing with. I assume they have their own reason for these.
But what else are we going to do if we can't pick up the things on the ground? Just let it rot? Oh, this doesn't even make sense.
You are indeed an irrational number.
Huh? What about me?
Though I can't identify the exact number of yours, it's never too hard to tell the number types. Like you are a very typical irrational number. Irrational numbers are disobedient, sometimes unreasonable, and they hardly play by any rules. Just like the non-terminating random numbers following its decimal. These numbers are the floating points, or the noises. People of this type are the random ones whose actions show no pattern whatsoever.
Disobedient, unreasonable, never play by the rules.
So that's what their judgment is based on.
Oh, she even gets the rock and roll part right.
Stop pulling my leg. This pirate will not so easily be defined. What about you? What's your number then?
I'm still learning. My time to reveal my number has not come yet.
Oh, you don't know? Well, I can help you with that. You are an irrational number 2. Ouch! What is this? A grape?
Huh. A perfect parabola.
Oh, it's you again. I won't be bettered in a fight this time.
$37? Shouldn't you be off preparing for the doctrinal meeting?
Six asked me to take care of our guests.
But I'm usually the one who receives the guests. Engaging with strangers might be a little difficult for you.
There's no causal link in these two events. People always bother you with trifles only because you're fine with it.
Do not sleep on a grave, and do not cut wood on a main road. Idleness is the cause of the breakage of one's flesh and soul in the long journey of perfecting oneself. Those who have not yet found their numbers have even fewer excuses to be indolent. Besides, why would you place the head of a guest in your mouth?
She said she's going to eat beans.
That does not justify your action. Come to think of it, is she safe to bite if she had consumed the beans? Wouldn't that make you the bean eater as well? The right way to deal with this is to throw the offenders into the sea. Let the Gorgon current take them and confine them in the ever-repeating circular motion.
Oh yeah, this is the most optimal solution.
How come you didn't think of it? This is one of the most basic set problems.
Hello? Are we done with the chit-chatting? Conspiring to my face to throw me in the sea. Mind you, this pirate's tolerance has limits. Right in the bullseye. What? What's that look on your faces? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I didn't start this.
Regulus, did you just pick up the grape that 37 threw at you earlier from the ground? Did you just violate the rule of not to pick up what has fallen?
What? Get down! Abraxas incoming! It will take the offenders with it. A chicken's head and 2 snakes as a feet. What? What on earth is that?
This is not good. They seem dangerous. Regulus, come to my side.
Shall I ask the enemy for their tactics?
Let the helium fill your pulmonary lobe.
It could be something that it could be found. Time to check my calculation. Intersect and divide. Time to check my calculation. Peace and love. Peace and love. Start me up. Even that, it could be found. Lights! Time to check my calculation. Are you irrational numbers? The final demonstration.
Party planner.
They're just little games. Welcome to the world of numbers.
I said hello.
Left hand up. Now right hand up. Ah! Don't touch my bag! It could be found even there.
So that's your idea.
Form is a bubble. Form is a bubble.
Did anybody get hurt?
Rational. Start me up. They're just little games. Lights! Lights! Are you irrational numbers? Troublesome.
Party
Are you
planner.
start me up?
Did anybody get hurt?
Are you ready to shake? Woohoo! Release! Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
So that's the hello pinata. The story begins with a bad adult who did this first. Who got at last. I said hello.
The final demonstration. Just start me up. Welcome to the world of numbers. Woohoo! Release! Left hand up. Now right hand up. Victory? Okay. But what did... Regulus!
Captain! I can't leave her alone. This apple shall follow her.
A toast to Regulus. To her ever-fighting spirit of breaking away from jails, no matter how many times she has been put behind bars.
Luckily she didn't have any beans.
May her soul be cleansed in the dungeon. What a mess. Ena eftegramot mima, schimatizete otan enosume dios semia.
Timekeeper, did you see that?
The arcane skills cast by the congregation on this island are very different from those we have seen. Mr. Apple is with Regulus. She won't be in danger for now. Let's follow Sophia.
We have wasted too much time on unnecessary matters. Miss Furton, this is the place you've journeyed to visit. The Hall of Apiron. This is where we share our knowledge of Numa, which is also the storm you've been referring to. Before you enter the Great Hall, please place your right palm on the stone and swear to it solemnly. I wish to be baptized in the water of Gnosis and be rid of the long darkness of ignorance. I ask my tongue to be taken, for it has spoken mindless words, and I shall stay silent for the truth. I choose to leave the fragments of matters behind me and enter the Great Hall of Forms as clean as a newborn. I swear to let matters stay in the world of matter and a form in the world of forms. I swear to reveal no secrets, or my heart shall be taken by the vulture, my body consumed in flames, my soul trapped in the endless wheel of birth. Now, knock 3 times on the stone. Put on these ceremonial dresses. That be all. Remember to enter the hall from the right, and leave from the left. You are the humblest audience here, hence not allowed to speak. Please, stay quiet, and keep the secrets you heard at heart. I will arrange your meeting with 6 after this.
No problem. Miss Sophia, could you give us some privacy?
Please, enjoy. I have nothing more to say.
Vertin, are we really going to do this? That oath we have to make to enter the hall sounds vicious.
To stay quiet and keep the secrets. It's similar to the training we once received. I can go inside on behalf of Timekeeper.
No, I'll come with you, Sonetto.
But
I can't sense any sign of arcane skill on this stone. The oath is more of a formality than a curse.
The warning is lifted then?
But when Sophia repaired the floor in front of us with her arcane skill, There's no fluctuation of arcane power either. I can't even sense the slightest signs. It's either a kind of arcane skills we're not able to detect, or the moment we stepped onto this island,
we've been trapped in a tremendous ritual. That's to say, any arcanum used on this island is only a part of this giant flow. We don't know where this flow is leading us. We know nothing about it. It's too perilous, Timekeeper.
I know, Sonetto. But as long as we obey their rules, we won't get into other trouble. The doctrine of the Aperon is to live in solitude and seek nothing but the truth. In fact, they've never been aggressive towards us.
I think of this differently. Think, the pure-blood arcanist community, the unknown arcanum power, and the obsession with certain knowledge or identity. Sound familiar?
Yet, we haven't spotted any traces of the Manus here.
Manus Vindictae is like the rat living in the gutter. I don't think they will let go such a favorable chance.
Which means we need to find out the truth.
I believe in Timekeeper.
I have zero interest in this meeting. I'll stay outside to keep a lookout. Take care.
I wish to be baptized in the water of Gnosis and be rid of the long darkness of ignorance.
I ask my tongue to be taken, for it has spoken mindless words, and I shall stay silent for the truth.
I choose to leave the fragments of matters behind me and enter the great hall of forms as clean as a newborn.
I swear to let matter stay in the world of matter, and a form in the world of forms.
I swear to reveal no secrets. Or my heart shall be taken by the vulture, my body consumed in flames, my soul trapped in the endless wheel of birth.
Fellow brothers, sisters, our quest for Gnosis had suffered 3 unprecedented crises. First was the discovery of irrational numbers, and then the creation of imaginary numbers. Last was the loss of the grand unification of different lineages. The truth was buried, and history was rewritten. But the emanation is not a crisis. Instead, it's our last salvation. The supreme existence has once again shown itself to us. The door to the everlasting transcendent world of forms has opened once again. As Numa pours down, things are rewound to the world of light. Everything in the world of matter breaks into pieces, for they are as delicate as a petal before it. We, who have the honor to witness the emanation of Numa, have the privilege to survive the turning of the Wheel of Birth. Because we know the truth. Our survival is destined. It is the beginning of a mission to bring the unseen truth into this world. Thank you. The next orator is 37, our smallest irregular prime, and the brightest star of Hermes.
emanation in 1929 only lasted for 2 days. All methods to calculate the Numa emanation failed. We found no pattern in the occurrence of time reversal. All our efforts in the past 4 years have gone completely wasted. That's the end of my speech.
Regna sereno, intenso ed infinito.
Shh. Who did that? Who broke the silence?
Sorry, Timekeeper. I just...
Get ready to run, Snetto. The Abraxases are coming.
Who ate beans? It could be safe in there. It could be found. Form is a bubble. Time to check my calculation. Are you irrational numbers? Go away. How welcoming. Party planner.
They're just little games.
Did anybody get hurt?
Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
Form is a bubble. Professional. So that's your idea.
Start me up!
Party planner. Did anybody get hurt?
Lights!
Break it, break it. Hey! Go away! Well, that's your idea. The story begins with a bad adult who did this first. And that at last. Break it, break it. How welcoming. Professional.
They're just start me up!
Even that.
Lights! Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
Form is a bubble. How troublesome. Party planner.
Are you ready to be
Final
blinded?
demonstration.
Are you ready to shake? Woohoo! Release!
Welcome to the world of numbers. Even that it could be found.
Start me up!
Are you irrational numbers? you irrational numbers?
Lights!
Finally, some interesting work. Who's hot? I hear something. Radio waves are everywhere. Everywhere.
Victory? Okay, but what does it mean to us?
Can somebody tell me why I constantly get locked up ever since I've known Vertin? First locked up in a suitcase, then a Foundation cell, now this! Oh, what else could it be if Vertin weren't the jinx? Lads! I know what's going on! You got the wrong person! She is the most irrational number here! I'm knocked. What does it say here? Freedom will be granted once the proof is completed. That's to say, I have to prove myself not an irrational number to get out of here. Which is exactly what I've been trying to do, isn't it? Rat. Ugh.
Captain, maybe you're in the wrong direction. This apple presumes that the followers on this island have a close connection with Pythagoreanism.
Pythagoras? That ancient Greek mathematician? The guy who said something about the opposite side of a right triangle? Isn't he the guy who lives in sometime BC?
Maths is only a part of the Pythagoreans' achievement, but from a more universal perspective, they are a mysterious group of scholars. Believing things are made up of numbers, venerating integer numbers, abstaining from beans, and the religious collective lifestyle, these are all pointing to Pythagoreanism. The earliest Pythagorean school perished because of the discovery of irrational numbers, which explains their odium of it. At that time, a deviant student named Hippasus discovered root 2, and the theories based on the ratio of integers they hold dear were upended. Hippasus himself was drowned in the sea. This apple assumes they see the integers as the standard of virtue, and people can increase the number they rank through study and self-improvement. Besides, they are convinced that a numerical code is hidden in everything and everyone. Whoever can solve the code can obtain the truth of the world.
All right, now I know what's going on. This pirate has had enough of this moral standard, which is obviously prudish, backward, and lacks humanitarian spirit. I'm going to tackle the root cause of this misfortune. I'm breaking out!
Why am I not surprised? The captain quickly gives the sufficient and prerequisite condition to prove herself an irrational number. This apple may be able to offer some help.
earthquake?
All Abraxases are flying in the same direction. Is this their habit, or...
Ah! The roof is about to collapse! Sofa! This place has made the London Juvenile Detention Centre a heaven on earth. Oh, is there a piece of paper? Did one of the Abraxases drop this? Strange. The unsolvable puzzle. Is this a math problem? 0.4, 0.7, 1, 1.6, 2.8, 5.2, 10 and 19.6. 8 numbers in total are listed in this order.
There are 8 symbols below, respectively representing the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus. Maybe it is a hint that we should fill the symbols in the blank box after the numbers. That sign says to complete the proof. Does it mean to solve this puzzle?
Ha! How unsolvable can it be? Clearly, each of these 8 numbers should represent one planet. We can easily find the missing planet by trying them one by one. And our Mr. Apple here is the king of the Times crossword. Yes?
I think there is a difference between this and a crossword. In this Apple's humble opinion, the ratio of certain numbers should match this number sequence, such as the radius, volume, or rotation period.
Wouldn't the sun be absurdly large if these numbers stand for their sizes? Hey! The underground critters are back! Go away! Don't touch my note! It's not your food!
Chill your pulmonary lobe. Given that it could be party planner. Form is a bubble. Time to check my calculation. I said hello. Go away. Given that...
Start me up! They're just little games.
Intersect and divide.
Nice! Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
Rational.
Start me up!
Gather party planner.
Nice!
Did anyone get hurt? Break it, break it. Rational. It could be found. That's an idea.
Uh-huh.
Intersect and divide.
Don't touch my bag! They're just start me up! Woohoo! Release! Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
The story begins with a bad adult who did this first. Who got at last.
They're just little games. Start me up. Nice!
Did anybody get hurt?
Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
It could be 7, it could be found. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Stay low profile. I don't...
Hold on, please, Captain. Seems like the critters are trying to tell us something. They are pointing at the sign of the sun.
Is that so? Even the critters on this island know math. The sun. What if the sun is just here to serve as a reference point? I read an IAU's report in the Times 2 years ago. You know, the International Astronomical Union. Earth's average distance to the sun is approximately 93 million miles. As for Mercury, the average distance is 36 million, and Venus 67 billion miles. Let's say if we take the distance between Earth and the Sun as one astronomical unit, then the distance between the Sun and Mercury would be approximately 0.4 units, and Venus 0.7 units. There you go. These numbers are the ratio of their average distance to the Sun to the Earth-Sun distance.
The average distance from Mars to the Sun is about 142 million miles. Jupiter about 484 million miles. Saturn 886 million miles, and Uranus 1.786 billion miles. By rough calculation, and if we round the results to one decimal place, Mars would be 1.6 unit, Jupiter 5.2 unit, Saturn 10 unit, and Uranus 19.6 unit. That's weird. All these numbers one can hardly remember have become so clear in my mind.
But if these numbers stand for the ratio of distance, what's the planet for 2.8? There's no planet between Mars and Jupiter.
If the Sun is the reference, we will have one planet missing here. Is it really a puzzle unsolvable?
Aha! Nothing is unsolvable. You are looking at the solution. There must be one planet out there, unknown to us as of yet, located between Mars and Jupiter. What now? What is this? A celestial body, which I have never seen before.
Captain, this apple has an impression on this. There is indeed a star between Mars and Jupiter. It is called the Ceres, discovered by Piazzi Giuseppe, an Italian priest in 1801.
Ceres. Did we just validate its existence? Is the universe truly arranged according to this sequence? Could this be the ultimate key of everything?
Regulus! Regulus! What are you doing? Good food poisoning after accidentally eating one of those critters?
Odd. My head hurts. What was that?
I'll make it short. Stanetta is in detention. They're planning to sentence her to death by giving her the poisoned wine.
They what?
As you can see, this school on the island lives in a box made by the truth. Even if they have a donut in their hands when they are hungry, they still see a topological space. Like the cute ring attached to an initiation toy. It's not food anyways. But if you give them a puzzle, they will enjoy it like the best Kaiserschmarrn. Oh, my apologies. I was not talking about the one you are holding. No. With all due respect, that thing in your hand is pretty old. The mold on it seems to come from the 18th century, judging from the smell. I'm sure you know it will make you sick if eaten. But we have to admit, it is not just ordinary mold. It reminds us of the story in which, once, a merchant's son looked up at the night sky and found the answer to the stars for us. The young man firmly believed that the movement of the stars and the sun follows certain laws, just like how the delicate gears in a watch work together. And his point was even proven correct by Zeus's grandfather. When another gentleman observed the sky through the reflecting telescope he took great pains to make, a celestial body was exactly there. What was it called? 19.6. The 8th number in the sequence, the 7th planet in the solar system, and the legendary God of the Sky. If the world was not created by God, are there any theories we can use to explain such a beautiful law? Yes, the one that says it never actually exists. Anyone can see the breach in this number sequence. That is the planet, which is supposed to be the 5th number in the sequence. I mean, how come we have never seen it before, if it does exist? Either God is wrong, or we've been blind all this time. What do you think? Oh, darling, I forgot that you are one of the boring people from the modern times. You need to understand that we are talking about a forgotten masterpiece from the 18th century. Back then, everyone still believed that the imaginary creatures living on the stars got to witness the birth of God's creations, and the everlasting temperature changes up there were set to punish the exiles. Oh, how romantic. It was a beautiful dream, but it was still ended, eventually, by another discovery. The 8th planet. Not the Ceres, nor the Uranus, but a new planet. People found it through more precise astronomical data and calculation, proving that the number sequence found by the merchant's son was only a myth. Now we are clear of what we've been talking about. It's an unsolvable puzzle. It makes no sense from the very beginning. We found the Ceres because it happened to be there. It is real, and no one can deny its existence. In other words, we can perfectly prove the rationality of mathematics because we invented it. It's been a good dream, I suppose. Now, imagine that you are walking alone in the darkest valley ever, trying to drag your fragile body upward as much as possible before it is worn out. Hoarse cries squeeze their way out of your mouth to ask for a response from the gods. Suddenly, an afflatus dawns on you. The next moment, a miracle happens. You are already at the top of the mountain, witnessing the rise of a huge celestial body from the skyline. Even if it's only in your imagination, you have just witnessed the dawn of the creation, and the shock is real.
An old admonition is engraved here. Let no one ignorant of geometry or the irrational numbers enter. 37 told me you are the integers. She's the genius kissed by the god of truth. She can see our numbers and has never made a mistake. But I don't understand. Why would you break the silence at the meeting?
I apologize, Miss Sophia. I won't defend our behavior.
You may save that apology for later.
If you can persuade more than half of the people to vote for your friend's commutation, perhaps she won't be sentenced to death.
I have gathered some case files from the past. I hope it will be of some help.
These files are... But won't you be in trouble for helping us?
I have my own reasons.
Integers are the living example of virtues, the standard of purification. It represents a soul existing in the world of forms, a true being. It is the floating points behind the decimal which dent the process of our overall purification. The evil, the ones who violate rules knowingly, the ones who turn a positive number into negatives, and a civil person a criminal. If integers like you would lose your life over some unintentional mistakes, wouldn't it be a great shame? Besides, I can't stand the idea of you being killed in front of me.
Not rigorous. For one thing, we still don't know Vertin and Sonetto's numbers. For another, the fact that every crow we've seen is black doesn't necessarily entail that the next crow will also be black. Even if every virtuous person we met has been an integer, we can't be certain that the next one will still be an integer. Same case for irrational numbers.
You're right, 37. But people always tend to believe that virtuous people are integers. That is what we call belief.
Correct, but not entirely correct. Everyone can make mistakes.
Numbers are just numbers. They are not associated with virtues.
Unlike me, you're always right, 37.
I don't know what differs us.
Will you be at the assembly?
Yes.
Then I will leave them with you. I'm not qualified to set foot in the Hall of Truth. I have done poorly in receiving the guests. I will ask 6 for my punishment after the assembly.
Huh? So you are not coming back to my laboratory? Neither will you help me review the calculation results or sort out the books?
The scripture shall not be challenged. What's more, any students here can help you in the laboratory. It doesn't have to be me.
Had I known, I would have let someone else welcome Vertin and her friends. Like 210. He loves to brag to young ladies so much that he would take the punishment willingly, right?
You were that someone else who was assigned to receive them in the first place. If I hadn't stopped you in time, how much longer would Regulus's head have stayed in your mouth? Not to mention what happened last time, and the time before that.
But the fact that I have messed up all the receptions before doesn't mean I may excel in the next one. The chances of messing up the first reception and the 100th reception are the same.
Whatever you say, you little sophist.
Everyone says so. But compliments won't help her find her number. So, Vertin, are you ready for the debate?
Does that mean you will help us?
Of course. I don't want to miss the chance.
What chance?
The chance to see your numbers. There's no greater knowledge than the knowledge of oneself. And there's no more exciting truth than the truth of oneself. I can quickly tell which types of numbers you are, but it requires proof to know the exact number of your soul. I want to know the answer before you see your own numbers. So it's 37 who proves it, not Vertin.
I'd be glad to give this chance to you.
That's boring. Let's go, Vertin. The assembly's about to start.
Don't worry, Timekeeper. I'll defend myself. Back in the Foundation, I once won a public debate of a similar nature. This is my duty. I won't let it get in the way of the team's investigation.
Sonetto.
By our tradition, Miss Sonetto will be given the poisoned wine, so she will be muted and stay that way forever. However, Sophia raised her objection against the decision. After giving the matter some discreet thought, I have decided it is necessary to hold an assembly and take care of it democratically. Those of you who agree to the death sentence may remain seated. Those of you who wish to commute Miss Sonetto's punishment, please put your pebble into the pot in the middle of the hall. Now, Miss Sonetto, Miss Vertin, you may defend yourselves. Until the sand in this hourglass falls to the bottom.
I am Sonetto from St. Pavla Foundation. I wish all the honorable audiences here would lend me their ears to hear my defense as a humanitarian gesture.
What number are you? Defendant, the court requires an answer. What is your number?
What? Me? No, I don't have a number.
Don't waste our time. People without a number cannot stand in the Hall of Truth. All her words are void. Sentence her to death now!
'42's argument is valid. Defenders, what do you wish to contend?
What? It's valid?
Objection!
According to the record, the last time we inflicted severe punishment was in 1980 to a visitor who ate beans. He ate a carbuncle that feeds on beans. Then he was sentenced to death according to the set theory. In our scripture, eating beans is the most evil sin, which undoubtedly fits the most severe punishment. But if we are now executing people for breaking the silence at the assembly, how would it reflect our attitude towards the consumption of beans? Has the latter become less sinful? I suggest Sonetto's punishment to be commuted.
A good argument.
37's argument is deemed valid. The debate will continue.
Objection. The punishment for eating beans is to throw the offenders into the Gorgon current, while the punishment for the silence breaker is to drink poisoned wine. Among all the punishments we have, there's no other punishment more dreadful than being thrown into the Gorgon current. Because eternity and infinity are the two things we have the least knowledge of, which makes them the most ghastly punishments among all. Giving her the poisoned wine doesn't make the consumption of beans less sinful. Her argument is invalid.
Objection! Both of the crimes would fall into the same category if we are taking the punishment as a frame of reference, which is death.
Objection. The two crimes in question are not commensurable, which makes your comparison invalid.
What's this? I'm completely lost in this irrational debate.
I see. So that's how it works.
Timekeeper?
Relax. I will help you. object. I'd like to start by quoting 42's first argument. People without a number cannot stand in the Hall of Truth. In that case, it's not possible for Sonetto to commit a crime in the Hall of Truth, because she can't even be in the hall.
What?
Good point, Virgin. This is our chance to out-argue them. It could be found given that... intersect and divide. Rational. So troublesome. It could be found given that... intersect and divide. It could be given that... form is a bubble.
These are merely clumsy sophisms. We've all seen her break the maxim.
Objection! What you see cannot be submitted to the court as a transcendental fact. It's nothing but the fragments of the phenomenal world which can't be used in your argument.
Objection sustained. Please, ladies and gentlemen, keep the debate logically consistent.
Since Sonetto has no number, and a person without a number does not exist before the truth, Sonetto thus didn't offend your truth. She didn't break any rules.
It could be given that... intersect and divide. Intersect and divide. Rational. The fine given that... welcome to the world of numbers. Are you irrational numbers?
Objection! The rule breaker has a number. We can all tell that she is very likely an integer. Therefore, she should be identified as an unknown number, not void. Your sophism has failed.
42's argument is held valid. Is there anything else you'd like to add, defendant?
Tell you a secret, Virgin? We would call criminals negative numbers.
I got it!
A perfect argument, given that... form is a bubble. So troublesome. The final demonstration, given that... welcome to the world of numbers. Form is a bubble.
It is easy to prove Sonetto's innocence. According to the law of the excluded middle, Sonetto either committed a sin or committed no sin. The two statements cannot be both false at the same time. Since we consider a criminal as a negative number and a non-criminal as a positive number, Sonetto at present is considered an unknown number. That means she doesn't belong to the criminal set or the non-criminal set. She did not commit a sin and did not commit no sin. It's a paradox. I hereby demand to modify the criminal sentence that has been given to Sonetto.
Hip hip hooray!
The law of excluded middle. A good sophism. Good for you to create a paradox from one sentence of my argument. But pitifully, you've made a fatal mistake. You've taken my argument as the basis of your defense, I said people without a number should be expelled from the Hall of Truth. You don't have a number either, Miss Outsider. Based on my argument, which has also been approved by you, I argue that all your arguments are invalid.
There's no time left. 13 has a number. I saw it.
What? 37, do you know what you're saying?
Yeah, I read her number just now. 13's number is 0.
Time to check my calculation. Intersect and divide. Given that it could be found, 4 is above all. Given that it could be found, are you irrational numbers? Time to check my calculation. Given that it could be found, 4 is above all. Are you irrational numbers? Given that it could be found, 4 is above all.
Come closer. That's right. Take a few more steps and immerse yourself in the shadow, including that hat. You don't want those good ears to hear this private conversation. That pad of paper from the miss, yes, the one wielding the ruler, is quite valuable. I can tell it is of a certain age and records quite a lot of anecdotes. One visitor to the island took out a baguette from his luggage. To share it with others, he made an attempt to parcel it off. Another visitor fell to the ground and happened to sit on a quart measure and break it. You can learn the punishments for them from the paper. The former was thrown into the sea, while the latter into the further sea. Only God knows how this wine-dark sea holds so many visitors. Oh, the debate! That's really a pain in the neck for that logical, pragmatic assistant of yours, isn't it? People always tend to mark what they can't figure out as arcanists' doings, as if things would make sense once they do so. But it won't change the fact that the debate is only a game involving sophistry, improvisation, and straw man fallacy. So what makes it superior to beans, if the form is what they are really after? Anyways, whoever fools the others first will win the game. No arcanum at all. And that argument of hers is the best attraction for the audience. A special number. A 0. You are neither positive nor negative, which means you don't belong to either side. Now, imagine one side as an orderly line and the other as those wandering around. The wanderers can smell the abnormality in you, and of course, no one in that line sees you as one of them. In a restaurant, fruits are served without the seeds, but in a farm, the seeds are retained for the next harvest. Is there any value in the seeds? It depends on what you see when you look at them. The moment you realize that, you have come to the crossroad of fate. Now, back to the number we just talked about. Oh my! It's the prediction of your whole life! Can you believe that? You owe that spirited little genius a thank you. By the way, what do you see in her number? I always know you're a quick learner. You're very good at noticing new things. That's right. 37 is only 37. A nice unique prime number which equals the word genius. At least everyone prefers to think this way. Why not deify the one that is able to reach the truth when you have the chance? It's much easier to pin your hopes on others than to blame yourself. I guess you also did that, right, darling? It's okay. She never says no. She just lets the hopes pile up on her shoulder because she simply doesn't care at all. What a good child.
"37. You just said Vertin's number is 0. Do you know what it means?"
Very clearly.
Would you be able to submit proof to a payron?
No problem.
Half of you in this hall have put in the pebbles. If 37's argument is found to be true, every argument Vertin has spoken in Sonetto's defense will be deemed valid. Sonetto will be exempt from the punishment. I will announce the result once 37's proof has been validated by a payron. Thank you for your time.
Sonetto!
Timekeeper, I'm so sorry. I tried my best, but still I couldn't understand the debate. I failed again.
What happened to her? Come here, little girl. We need to move her outside. Lie her down on the ground and wipe her palm and feet with dew and peppermint oil. That would be okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, the distinguished number 0. I'm kidding. I'm 210. Well, instead of the number, I prefer people call me the rhetorician.
I've heard your preachment. Pretty demagogic.
That's how logic works. With logic, I can prove that you'd cease to exist in the next moment, or that there are no other people in this world except me. Achilles can never outrun a tortoise, and a flying arrow is forever motionless. This debate is nothing but meaningless wordplay. That pacifist let you off this time. 6. A perfect number indeed. For he knows the benefit of reconciliation. Who wants to have blood on their hands and be devoured by the cycle of hatred? Yet it's a torture for any intelligent mind to hear such an immature debate. Can you feel the suffering of our leader now?
I'm sorry.
No apology needed, Miss Outsider. I also feel sorry for your pain, given that 37 has revealed your number.
What do you mean?
37. Our evil little genius. The most cunning star of Hermes. She's been having fun revealing others' numbers for a long time. Our numbers are our essence, and it's also the most important proof we get once in our lifetime. But she enjoys taking that opportunity away from you, just because her talent allows her to do so. She did that to her friend, too. She found out Sophia's number. But without casting an eye on that paper with her number on it, Sophia threw it into the sea. Sophia is Sophos. But you, I pity you.
It doesn't seem like trouble to me.
Alas, poor little Vertin. You still don't understand. The number of our souls suggests our fate. It might be changed through algorithms temporarily, swirling, shifting, or transforming alongside other changes occurring on the coordinate axis. But in the end, we can only be ourselves. 1 is thought. 2 is opinion. 3 is wisdom. 4 is strength. 5, enthusiasm. 6, harmony. 7, order. 8, philanthropy. 9 is restraint, while 10 is completion. 0, however, is in the middle of the axis, the origin of the frame of reference. It's neither positive nor negative, neither prime nor composite. Things are ever changing, but you stay the same. Your loneliness also lasts forever. This is your fate. Being exposed in full view of the crowd, yet you know nothing about it. 37 was acting on impulse, yet she opened Pandora's box. She leisurely reveals your fate. That carefree behavior makes no difference to picking up a shell on a beach. How could I not pity you?
Miss Vertin. "37's proof has passed the review. Your friend will now be exempt from the punishment for violating the rules. However, she has to take some catch-up lessons on the scripture. Please, meet me at the hall tomorrow at noon. I would have words with you.